Hi, I'm Cadet Rebecca Beeching. Would you be able to tell us your name, please?
Yes, I'm Roddy Dickinson. I was with the squadron way back in the dark ages.
What years were you a cadet?
I actually joined the cadet at the age of 13 years 6 months, which was the earliest you could join in those days, and that was in February 1960. And I was with the squadron until around about 1978.
And who was your CO?
The CO when I first, I've had several COs. The CO when I first joined was Flight Lieutenant Hobbs. He was followed by Flight Lieutenant Lord, and he in turn was followed by Flight Lieutenant Butler. And it was under Flight Lieutenant Butler that I eventually moved from the squadron and went to the local gliding school, which is stationed at Syston just up the road.
What rank did you achieve?
I finally left the squadron as a flying officer.
Why did you join?
My dad dragged me here. No, I'd always shown an interest in aeroplanes. All of my family, particularly on my mother's side, were in the Air Force, and so it was a natural progression for me to go to the Air Cadets. In actual fact, despite that, I didn't go into the Air Force full time at the end of the day. What
was your most memorable time in the squadron?
With the squadron, I think it was probably when I first started my glider training. And in those days, they used to give us a travel warrant, and we had to appear at the station on a Friday evening, and we'd go and collect our bedding from the guard room, and we'd set up in what used to be at one time the wartime control tower at RAF Spitalgate, which is just the other side of Grantham. I understand nowadays you have a nice bus to take you there and bring you home.
Yes. Where was the squadron based?
Yeah, that was at Northgate House.
And what times did you parade?
When I first joined, we used to parade on a Thursday evening from 7 o'clock until 9 o'clock, and on a Sunday morning from 10 o'clock until 12 o'clock. As the years progressed, we actually extended that to include a Tuesday night 7 till 9 as well.
What did you do on a parade night, and what activities did you take part in with the ADC?
A Thursday night, obviously particularly during the winter when the dark nights were on, it was mostly classroom based. So we were doing lectures for leading cadet and senior cadet. They also used to do aircraft recognition, and we used to have a man called Mr. Franklin, who was in the Air Observer Corps. Now, Mr. Franklin used to come with millions of photographs which you put onto a magic lantern, which you sort of, I don't know if you've come across these things, but you put the photograph in the back and close the door and it flashes up on a screen. Pretty yesterday's technology, but it worked quite well.
What did you do in your adult life?
In my adult life, I was apprenticed as an engineer, and at what was then Ransom & Miles in Newark. I've driven past it this morning and I see it's NSK. And then I went into the power industry, and in the power industry I became a training and safety officer for a group of power stations. And then when I took early retirement for the power station, I set my own business up, and I'm now a health and safety consultant, actually helping to build a power station.
Did being a cadet help influence your life afterwards?
Very much so. I think it taught me a lot of life skills. It taught me to respect people, and it taught me how to present yourself as a person. And yes, I think it influenced me quite a lot in my adult life, and it's carried through all of my life.
Is there anything else you remember about the squadron?
About the squadron? Oh, there are millions of things I remember about the squadron. They were very happy days for me, and I did for a while lose touch with a lot of colleagues that were in the squadron at the same time as me. This project has brought a lot of us together again. It's been really nice to meet all those people once again. Forgot the question.
Is there anything else you remember?
Yeah, I mean we had the gliding, we had the air experience flying, we used to go to the rifle range at Newton, And one thing that Newark was particularly good at, on a Sunday morning, we, weather permitting, invariably ended up on the grass at the back of Northgate House, using it as a parade ground, and we were doing drill. Now we became very good at drill because we were working on grass, and when you go from grass to tarmac or concrete, it's so much easier because then you can hear everybody's feet and you know that you're in step or you're completely out of step, whichever. So for many years the wing drill trophy became a permanent fixture at Newark because we were particularly good at it. So that's probably one of the things I remember most.
Thank you.
Okay.
So improve your drill, guys.
Yeah.